Welcome back to the podcast, guys. Today on the pod, I had Ivan who built the biggest AI page on Instagram. AI is booming, AI is going through the roof, and Ivan caught the wave of AI very early. He saw it coming, and now he runs an account called ChatGPT Tricks. Besides that, he runs an agency and he worked with incredible big brands. He was just a part of a big newsletter acquisition, and he talked about how to grow on Instagram, what does his day look like, how he makes $20,000 a month just by posting on Instagram. And as a matter of fact, he doesn't show his face on his Instagram. It's actually linked down below. It's called Chat GP Tricks on Instagram. And this guy cracked the code. I actually met him over a year ago, all right? And he had no clue about Instagram theme pages. Actually, I met him because he was one of my first consulting clients, all right? But this guy is incredibly smart. He went from working at McKinsey and Company to now living the freedom lifestyle, making money online, running a digital company, making $20,000 a month just from Instagram. So stay tuned. It was an amazing episode, one of my favorites. So, what's up, Ivan? Very nice to have you on. Uh, we have Ivan from Costa Rica today, and he's a very interesting person. He's doing many things, and one of those things, he runs the biggest AI page on Instagram about AI, which is a faceless brand with over a million followers, right? And you're just like an entrepreneur. You have a lot of stuff going on. You were a part of like a newsletter, email newsletter sale recently. So you're a very cool guy, but I'd love to hear it from you. What do you do? Where you from? How
Yeah,
old are you? What's your story?
thank you very much, my friend, for the introduction. I'm really happy to be here. Honestly, coming from you, definitely is a great opportunity to share my experience with the audience and see all the possibilities that the digital space offers. For digital entrepreneurs, just like you and me. I'm from Costa Rica. I'm like 26 years old right now. As you mentioned before, I'm currently the owner of the probably the biggest page in the AI space. It's called ChatGPT Tricks. Maybe some of you, had the possibility to see some of my posts. Recently we have been like viral and all over the place. Yes, so my experience, um, I used to work in the corporate world I started working, like 5 or 6 years ago as a business presentation specialist. So I started like developing very like basic and general um, knowledge in the design space. And I used to work for one of the biggest firms in the planet, which is like McKinsey and Company from pretty early age. And I started to having contact with like consultants with the corporate world, and I started to see like how the game was being played by the biggest companies in the world. And I had access to all of that information through their presentations, because as a business presentation specialist, I used to like create the presentation for the CEO of Mercedes Benz, for the CEO of Coca Cola. So I started like to develop my skills in learning from different industries, and I was always like curious about like automations, how to automate processes, like artificial intelligence. Definitely one of the fields that I was like super interested about. And after working a few years in the company, they gave me the possibility to jump into a new role where I was leading a team of um, automations, which basically my task was to reduce manual work as much as possible in the company, especially when it comes to PowerPoint presentations, like summarizing big documents, Excels to PPTs, like 500 pages documents from different companies. So my passion in technology and discovering different solutions in different fields started like that. But I was not um, happy with the lifestyle that I was having. I was like working on automations. I was leading a team of like specialists in that field, but still I was like trapped in a 9 to 5 job. And I said, like, I have to do something different. I have to implement some changes in my life that will allow me to live the life that I want to live. um, so because mainly my vision is like related to freedom, and yeah, that's one of the most important things in my life. So I started to search around for different possibilities. I tried different business models. Like I was having like my nine to five job, and I also was like testing some other businesses. And then I like discovered the possibility to run Instagram pages, like faceless brands. And I just realized that I was like very good at it, and definitely like working like with the best persons like in the space, like yourself. I received like a lot of like detailed trainings, and I had like a lot of information, but I was not able to transfer that information to a bigger audience. So after implementing the proper strategies and everything, people started like discovering the page, because I was like providing like so much value from the beginning. And people just started realizing that I was like one of the first pages in IG about artificial intelligence, automation, chat GP tricks. So I started like sharing all the secret sauce that no one at the moment was like sharing on those platforms. And like the page just started like blowing up, literally like just in a few weeks. Like the page went from 0 to 100,000 followers.
Guys, if you're enjoying the episode, make sure you leave a like on this video and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Also, if you want to learn how to make bread with Instagram, just like Ivan does, just like I do, click the first link in bio and enroll into Insta Income School.
Or something like that. So yeah, I decided to when I see that that boom and what was happening on my side, and I said to myself, once I get the possibility to earn as much money as I'm like currently making in the company I'm working, I'm gonna literally quit. And I started like talking with different people in the space, started receiving like some consulting calls and how to like learn how to monetize the page, because it was like having like great engagement and everything. And so I just decided to be as natural and as honest with myself, and I said like putting myself into the users and followers shoes, and I said like how can I bring value to this community, and how can I like make a bigger impact here. So I decided like what I was learning at the moment, and I was like sharing like literally for free in all of my posts. I said like I will create a post, a course. Sorry, I will create a very like quick course related to all the tips and tricks that I'm creating. I summarize everything in different sections, like from beginner to advanced and everything. And so it took me like a month, like literally working like several hours a day, like working on the course to making sure like, it was like super high quality. And I started like selling my course in the page, and after a couple of months I was able to literally sell like 50K in like 3 or 4 months of like selling that course, which gave me the possibility to like quit my job. And then I started like making some new partnerships, and I had a partnership with a newsletter. They gave me like some equity. I was like working with different people across the globe and growing the newsletter using my page. And after like working really hard and growing the page, we were able to sell that newsletter to a bigger newsletter, bigger players in the space, which I think it was like the right move on our side. So I'm being like, like literally saying a lot of things. I don't know if you have like any specific
Yeah.
questions for me, something.
No, that's great. So basically, your story is. So wait, let's go back a little. Did you go to like college or university?
No, I was like starting the university, but when I was like receiving classes and the information was like so outdated, I said like, what the fuck am I doing here? I'm not paying for this shit because they are gonna give me like a certificate or something, and I know the value and the knowledge, and I know how to learn like on a digital experience, and I know like the possibilities that internet gives you. So yeah,
Nice.
definitely on university was never an option for me, mainly because I knew that I didn't want it to work like in a 9 to 5 job, and definitely going to the university was not aligned with my mission.
Nice. So pretty much your story is you got a job at McKinsey, which is like the biggest company in the world, right? The biggest consulting company in the world. Worked there for what, 5 years, right?
Yeah,
Or so?
approximately 5 years
Yeah.
in different roles. Yeah,
Yeah. So worked there, learned a lot, saw a lot of information, let's say, right? Because McKinsey works not only with like big companies, but even with governments. So you were seeing information, government leaders see and huge CEOs, stuff like that. And then you were like, you know what, this is cool, but I want freedom. And you kind of went on the road of finding a way to make money digitally, right? And were you
exactly.
working in like a physical office for McKinsey, or was it like remote work?
Yeah, at the beginning it was not like super flexible, and we were supposed to go to the site like literally every single day, like Monday to Friday. They had like a lot of benefits. It's like one of the biggest companies. They pay really well, and also you have like the people who you are working with are like really talented. But definitely that's something that I didn't want it at the moment. After the COVID hit, they gave us like the possibility to go home and work from home, definitely, because COVID strike like very hard at the moment. But yeah, still, working from my home, I was like literally, even though I like had the flexibility to, stay at my home, I was not like enjoying my job 100%.
Yeah, definitely. So what was it with the job you didn't like? Probably if you would talk to most people, they would be like, you know what, man, I got a job at McKinsey. They pay well. The benefits are good. I can work from home. Like, I can clock in, clock out, kind of live my life. What was it in you that you decided, like, you know what, even if I'm at McKinsey and, I have the possibility to kind of climb the corporate ladder at a very big scale, because it's a huge company. Like, what was about it that you weren't so happy that you kind of started searching different ways of making money and going on your own path?
Yeah. I'm a very like creative person, and I really like solving problems. So one of the things that I didn't really like at the moment was like that the job was repetitive, like redundant, like going and doing everything the same like every single day. And and as part of my like core beliefs as a person, like from a very young age, I always like talk to my father about like being your own boss. My father was like a serial and very good entrepreneur, and he he planted that little seed like in my mind from very like young age. So I think, I knew my potential, but, I was like part of a very, I didn't want to leave my comfort zone at the moment because, I was like getting paid like very well. Um, like all the comforts that a big company like offers you. But one day I had like a huge event in my life that changed everything. So, after like a Friday after work, I was literally going out with my friends and going into parties and, you know, and after the party, I was like coming back to my home and I was like literally drunk and I was driving like super high speed and I had a car accident. I had a car accident like literally 100 kilometers per hour, where it was a miracle that I survived. Literally, literally like the police officers came, all the ambulances and everything, and it was a miracle. Literally I didn't have like a single scratch. What I knew that it was like a wake up call from the universe saying like, hey man, you have to change your life, you have to do things differently. And after that day I decided that I was given like a second opportunity to live my life the way I was supposed, to live it like under my own terms, like always like chasing the freedom and the money that I wanted. Always wanted to be surrounded by my family, my loved ones, my friends and everything. So after that, I said I like caught all the bullshit, caught all the alcohol, all the bad friendships, everything that was like ruining my life at the moment. And I decided to let's do it, one life, one chance, one opportunity, no regrets. And yeah, that's I think like was like the biggest breakthrough that I had like a few years ago.
Wow, that's super powerful. It's like, I'm sorry to hear about the car crash, but like every time something bad happens in your life, something's good coming after it, if you learn from the mistakes. So I'm super glad to hear it, that was actually something you took seriously and you decided to change your life, because a lot of people never have that kind of wake up call. For some people, it can even be like, this podcast, they can listen to it and it could be a wake up call. But some people, they never like get the sign, they never wake up, which is pretty sad, right?
Mhm.
Because at the end of the day, like, you already had a pretty cool life, you worked as a business presentation specialist, right? So do you think that helped you when going into the Instagram world and creating Instagram posts and stuff like that? Do you think that was your edge over like any other Instagram AI page? Because like you really blew up very quick, you went from like 0 to 100K, and then 200K, and then like 500, and now a million, and you're still like crushing it. Seems like you kind of nailed it, right? So do you think that was like one of your key points why you succeeded on Instagram?
Absolutely, yes. I think that's one of my unfair advantages, because all of those years of like creating PowerPoint presentations for um, top C level players, like definitely gave me the exposure and how to like present the stories in a way that makes sense, like the storytelling part. But definitely, I think that even though I had that possibility of knowing somehow how to present the information visually properly and visual enhance all my posts. I think this is something that after like putting the reps, every single person can do it. Definitely, if you have like the proper people surrounding you, like the right experts, like saying like this is what it works, this doesn't works, because like the frameworks and the styles are already there. it's all about like implementing what's currently working, and also like learning how the Instagram algorithm is evolving and how to tweak your content to make sure it stays relevant to the audience and it still gets discovered, from people outside your followers.
All right. That thanks for sharing that. Can you explain to the audience what your page is all about? So it's people can go look at it on Instagram. It's Chat GP Tricks. So like kind of
Yeah.
Chat GPT, but the T turns into tricks, and that's the name of it, right? But just so
Yeah.
the audience understands, like, what is the page all about? How does it work? And like at the end of the day, yes, you get followers, but like where does the money come from? How do you monetize? And what is the brand all about?
Okay, perfect. So yeah, basically, my page is on a mission to help people understand how AI works. I literally go and search on the internet. Well, at the beginning, it was like myself who was doing like all the research of what topics or information was like trending at the moment, and sharing all of that information with the followers. And I do it like on daily basics. And I also like do a lot of collaborations with top influencers from different countries, which has given me the possibility to expand to broader audiences across the globe. So yeah, currently I have a team who is like searching on many different platforms. Let's say like Reddit, LinkedIn, X, formerly Twitter, and they basically what they do is like they recreate um, all the like trending posts for me, and all I have to do right now is like literally go and post them on the page. And the way I'm currently like monetizing my page is like through like three different methods. The main revenue stream comes from paid advertisement from different clients. So what I usually do is like offer different tailored packages for them, like starting in 1,000 to 2,000 literally per post. And right now I have like a schedule like five, from like 3 to 5 posts a week from different advertisers. So yeah, like from that, I have a team also like taking care of like the negotiations with the clients. That's like I think one of the main streams of income from me. And I also like have as I mentioned before, a course with where people can learn about how to use ChatGPT in an advanced level. And I also have like some a partnership with one of the biggest newsletters in the space, which they bring me. All I have to do is like bring them subscribers, and they will like pay, uh, for the subscribers that I bring. And also I have like started an additional company, which is an basically an AI agency, one which is called like Sentient Agency, which basically what we do is like try to replicate the model that we are doing to AI companies. So basically, what we offer them is like, um, what we offer them is like the possibility for them to go viral on Instagram with our like post. What we literally do is like we take care of all their content creation, of the scheduling and posting, and additional to that, we also like do some promotions for their tools on my page. I also have like equity on different AI companies, which instead of they paying me with money. They offer me like equity on the company, which in the long run, I think it's a great investment from my side. Of course, since I've been like reading about this industry and I know who are like the big players, I only like partner up with the guys that I see that has like a huge potential for the future to like keep growing their users, and I see like the tool is literally like changing something, or it's been implemented in some specific use cases that are not gonna just disappear.
Wow. So everything you said here, you basically achieved pretty much in 1 year, right? And because I remember 1 year ago we were talking and you were like, oh, I have this page and it's kind of blowing up and has like 30,000 followers or something. And there was one competitor which was like a bit bigger then, but obviously you had more experience with design. And now, I'm hearing equity and agency and, partnerships. So all of that happened like in a year. Were you surprised it was like that quick? And what do you think was the main thing that made you succeed so quick, right? Because usually people to do that, it takes like 10 years, to have so many partnerships and stuff. You did it in like a year. So what do you think you did well that it happened so quick?
I think that I am always in student mode, which gives me the opportunity to learn from different people. And, I try to surround myself from, the best in different fields and industry. And I have like a strong network. And, now that I have, access literally to influencers and to different people through my page, what I was doing is like going into many consulting calls. I was like reading so many books. I was like watching hours and hours and hours of like YouTube videos and on different topics, and how to like monetize, how to scale, how to like the benefits of equity, how to sell a newsletter, and why. And I literally was like just immersing myself in this world where I was like rebuilding myself literally like every single day, and I was like slowly but surely eliminating all of those like limiting beliefs that I had in my mind, that I think like that was like the key, like changing my mindset that it was possible, and just taking like the right actions to make it happen. And I also try to talk to people or to make connections from a genuine and real um, connection. So I really like to like expose myself, expose the situation, and make sure that the people understand that I always like come with very good intentions. So fortunately, I have had like very good experience like with different coaches and people who is already like making the money in the space. And as well, I also had like bad deals, like bad promotional deals. But it's all about like learning from your mistakes. And I think like I was like in an exponential growth curve, which I'm like almost like reaching a new peak. But from there now, I understand that there are like new challenges and new things that I can um, start working on. And definitely, it's also time for me to connecting with the right people. Start learning, and this mindset of always being in like learning mode is which I think has helped me the most to bring the results that I'm currently having right now.
Very, very good to hear. So you said a lot here, but let's kind of unpack. So you learn by obviously, reading books and gathering information. You learn by doing many mistakes, and you learned from people were already there where you wanted to be. So that really kind of helped you to go from 0 to 100 very quick, that kind of thing. So what do you think, your company collectively, between like the agency and everything else, makes, like, monthly or annually?
Right now, we have been like bringing consistently 20K a month.
Even as a beast, and if you want to become one, you should leave a like, subscribe to this channel, and check out Instant Income School after the pod.
On revenue, of course, we have like some expenses that, like for example, the team from our content creation, like the creators who create some our ads, like the VAs who run some of our pages for the clients and everything. But collectively, I think like for the past 3 months at least, we have been like bringing like 20K at least consistently, which is
Very
like a
nice.
pretty good start. And definitely we are scaling pretty quick. So that's why I'm like on laser focus attention mode right now to see how to scale the agency, and how I like take that money that I'm currently generating, and I also like invest on other companies, on other projects that I see like a lot of potential on.
Nice. And what do you think, your page is worth now? And obviously all the other parts of equity. Like, do you think it's worth 1 million? Do you think it's worth 10? What are you thinking?
Definitely, I have received like so many offers like for buying the page, like most of them like 5-figure deals. But I know the potential that my page has. I know all the effort that I have put through all of these years. So what I'm trying to do is like kind of create a trusted media company, which will have all different kind of departments, like from the newsletter, advertisement, like now the agency. Then we can like implement some tools, like software and so many things. And if I have like the possibility to start like connecting all of those dots and create an environment where everything works together, I think definitely it's like a many like a making money machine that I'm gonna be able to create. And now the new oil, as Alex Ramosi said, like in one of his podcasts, is like the attention. So where attention goes, money flows, definitely. And yeah, I've received like many offers. I think that definitely of my page with the newsletter and the agency and everything, it's worth more than $1 million right now, for sure.
Yeah, I
And
would agree.
and I,
Yeah.
and right now I'm not planning to sell the page or the
So
newsletter or
what's the
anything, to
goal?
be honest.
What's the goal? Is it to build like this ecosystem, as you talked about, and kind of sell the company, or you kind of want to build like a cash cow and hold on to it? What's your vision with ChatGPT Tricks?
To be honest, right now I don't have like a strong opinion about it. But definitely everything will depend on how things, turn out on my end. Definitely, if I have the possibility to make like a couple of millions exit, uh, that will be nice, because achieving like that financial freedom will be great and align definitely with my personal goals and mission, and start living the life um, that I always really wanted. But I'm feeling like pretty comfortable right now. What I'm doing, I literally love going, doing some research, learning about new tools, learning about new technologies, how to automate or many processes, and it doesn't feel like I'm working. I literally like wake up like 7 a.m. I go for a run. I go to the river. I have my breakfast. It's like a pretty minimalistic life. I don't need like so many like material things or toys to
Yeah,
be
that's
happy.
what I wanted
Honestly,
to ask.
yeah,
Like,
I'm feeling. Yeah.
that's what I wanted to ask. Do you feel like you already kind of achieved freedom, and the spot that you're in, you kind of feel pretty comfortable because you live in Costa Rica, right? So it's not that expensive as, let's say, you would live in like Europe in a big city or US. Uh, your expenses are pretty low, and we've WhatsApped back and forth. So I've seen the place you live in, and it looks pretty sick. You have like a place in the jungle, pretty much. So, do you feel like you achieved freedom yet, or like do you need to scale your business more to kind of achieve that?
I think I have achieved freedom under my terms. Yes. Yeah, and as you mentioned, I literally live in the middle of a mountain right now. And in Costa Rica, all you need is like pretty nice car to like visit the beaches, visit the rivers, visit the waterfalls. And there are like so many places like close to my house. And I personally enjoy a lot of time like spending my time on nature. And uh, but like working on my business and scaling the agency gives me like a feeling of like progress of like achieving or creating something that is like having an impact on the world and a positive impact. Because what I personally think is like okay, all good, I sell everything like for a couple of million of dollars, and then what? Like I literally can do the same. I can like buy some expensive toys, like maybe a nicer house or something like that. But does buying those things like are like literally gonna bring me like more happiness, or are is my life gonna change because of that? And I think like definitely yes, a bit, but it all comes to your mindset and the things that you want to personally do. But yeah, I currently enjoy a lot what I'm doing, mainly because I'm learning. I'm a person that loves learning about everything. So yes, that's what I think right now.
Yeah, definitely. I think you have best of both worlds because you were born in Costa Rica, you live in Costa Rica, and from my experience, Latino people are very chill and relaxed. They're like very connected to nature. But again, you spent like 5 years at McKinsey, so you kind of got that dog in you who wants to achieve a lot, and you want to improve, and your purpose in life is not just to chill. So you kind of balance.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
you kind of balanced it perfectly, because I live in Spain right now for the past month, and like I realized a lot of people here are super chill, but the ones who like go to the US, work there for like a big company, they come back here and they start like businesses, they do very well for themselves, like they kind of wake up and they still enjoy the beach and the nature, but at the same time they build incredible businesses. So I'm super glad to hear that from your side, and I can definitely feel that you achieved a sense of freedom, but at the same time, you're fulfilled with your work. It's not like boring work, and every time you kind of work, you feel like you're achieving something. So talking about the work, like what does your day look like? Do you work like 18 hours a day? You said you have a team, so probably you don't, but how long do you work a day, and what's your day looking nowadays?
Yeah, I usually to run my page, I spend from 2 to 3 hours a day. What I'm currently doing is like I literally wake up in the morning, I go for a walk, and after that, like I check all the emails that I have related to like different opportunities for promotions or like reading about new interesting topics in the AI space, like what's going on, like to be on top of the game. And after like spending 1 hour maybe in emails, what I do is like I like check all the content that my team has created already, like check all the materials and everything, make sure that the quality is good and that the content is relevant to our page. And I like schedule the post for the day. I usually post from 3 to 5 days, from 3 to 5 times a day, and consistently every single day. And after that, I jump into calls with my partner from the agency. We check all the metrics from our clients, and after that, um, of having those calls and checking the emails and scheduling the content, I literally like have the rest of my day like free, like to go to, run or to go read or to go, like do some shopping, things like a normal person will do. And then I come back at night, which is like my most productive moment of the day, and I like start working on my personal projects. uh, it could be like my personal brand or some additional post for the page that I like personally found like super interesting. Implementing like new workflows for the emails, like improving my sell deck, the deck for the agency, or like those minor things that can be improved like on daily basics, like for example, or the scripts for the promotional videos for the clients. I go and double check them, to make sure we have all the proper call to actions, like the structure, the hooks. So yeah, I spent a lot of time on refining what the team is currently building, and then I provide like feedback for the editors, for the script writers, for to make sure they understand the quality that I want. But it doesn't happen like on every single day, but definitely the night, since I'm like more productive, I spend literally time like tweaking everything and adjusting everything the way I like it.
Very nice. So, what does Ivan like to do as a person? Like last time we saw each other in Miami, I've heard something pretty crazy. You go on these crazy runs. It's not even a marathon, it's something even crazier. So, do you usually do that? And what does it look like? Are you getting ready for an Ironman or what? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm currently on a diet because I need to lose some weight to be able to like participate on an elite level, let's say. I'm training every single day because I do trail running, which is basically like marathons, but crossing mountains, rivers, and everything. So yeah, I spend a lot of my time like running, preparing myself like physically. I do a lot of like push-ups. I go to the gym. I love playing soccer with my friends as well. That was one of my dreams when I was like a kid. I was good, but I was not that good.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's one of my hobbies here in Costa Rica. It's very common for people, to play soccer, and after that have a couple of drinks with your friends, some chit chat, and yeah, what I basically do, on my days is like after I'm free is like I prepare myself like mentally, like reading books. That's one of my hobbies as well, and basically like preparing for marathons, which are currently happening in Costa Rica, and in the near future, probably I'm planning to participate like internationally. But I want to make sure that I'm 100% in shape and I have like all the like necessary equipment, and like mentally prepare like for bigger marathons or races, in the trail world.
Love hearing that. So, best of luck with trail running and playing soccer. I hope you crush it. And where can people find you? We've already talked about ChatGPT tricks, but what do you have going on? I know you're building a personal brand, so where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram under Ivan El Grande, literally CR
Yeah.
in Spanish. I'm currently working on building my personal brand, but from a very authentic perspective. I'm not gonna like create like super high end videos for myself. Literally, I will like just start recording myself, like sharing some personal tips, like sharing a little bit of my story, my lifestyle, and definitely start inspiring Costa Rican and global entrepreneurs, that show them that literally if you have the right mindset and you take the right decisions, it is possible to achieve what you want in life. It can be like money, like financial freedom, like freedom from location, freedom from a schedule or something like that. But it's definitely possible. All you have to do is like put in the reps every single day, consistently make the right decisions, the right choices, and get yourself surrounded from the best people.
Wow,
So
that's
yeah,
some great
that's what I'm
advice.
currently doing.
Yeah. So I'll leave a link in YouTube description down below of your personal brand and your ChatGPT Tricks account. So if any, CEOs or marketing execs are listening to it and they want a promotion from you,